Line, directed by Garth Davis in 2016, is an overwhelmingly beautiful story about Saroo Breely's journey from India to Tasmania. Let's start by talking about what a biopic is. A biopic is a biography of someone's life expressed through film or television. Line captures Saroo's journey through India to Calcutta, where he does his best to survive, eventually being adopted by a loving family in Tasmania. 25 years later, and armed with a handful of memories, Saroo makes his journey home. In my opinion, Line is the best movie of 2016. It showcases many beautiful themes and can bring the strongest of people to tears. Line uses a variety of themes like home and identity. Line also talks about Saroo's character development and uses many visual effects such as extreme wide shots, bird's eye view, and many and others to effectively show Saroo Breely's life and place the audience in his shoes to fully understand his journey and the hardship he endured. Lion A Long Way Home is a complex movie with its profound themes of home and identity. These themes are perfectly exemplified throughout the movie. In this film, it showcases the importance of home and identity. The best example of them doing this is when Saru has been in the city for not long and he tries to find a place to sleep. He manages to get a spot with other lost kids. This gives Saru such an important sense of home and gives him hope for the rest of his time in the city, even if it's just for a few minutes before getting attacked. The best example of him feeling a sense of identity was when he was at a university party with his peers that are also Indian. They ask him a few questions about where he is from in India, and he has no clear answer. He gets emotional and leaves to the kitchen, where he finds a traditional Indian sweet, jalebis. This reminds him of his childhood and his family back in India, and he gains a small sense of identity that pushes him to find his home and his true identity. Line uses these themes to make the viewer understand Saru Breely's struggles with his sense of home and identity. The main character, Saru Breely, is presented to be viewed as a strong, brave, independent, and a determined person. The audience quickly comes to love and adore him. The audience is able to connect to Saru as they can relate to his hardships and his desire for belonging. All characters invoke a solemn but engaging emotion to draw the audience in. This is demonstrated when Saru and his brother was stealing coal in the beginning of the movie, and his brother, in an act of selflessness and kindness, as well as bravery, as he knew food was limited, he shared his food with Saru. This heartbreaking moment, bringing tears to the audience's eyes, acts of bravery, selflessness, and independences bring self-awareness to their privilege by the fact that they don't have to experience such hardships. Lion A Long Way Home engages the audience by bringing them to the edge of their seat at every heartbreaking moment. Lion A Long Way Home utilizes a wide range of camera techniques to help position the audience to understand Saru's life. These camera techniques include extreme wide shots, bird's eye view shots, and extreme close-ups. The purpose of using extreme wide shots and bird's eye view shots is to get the audience to understand just how stranded Saru was at such a young age. Using this, the audience is easily able to connect with Saru and understand him. The use of close-ups were used to reveal facial expressions and communicate emotion felt in scenes, such as when he's at his hometown and he meets his biological family for the first time. A perfect example of when the film used extreme wide shots and bird's eye view was when Suri was standing in the middle of a group of butterflies with his arms out, and the camera slowly pans out to reveal the landscape around him and shows just how desolate Saru's home is. Lion A Long Way Home, directed by Garth Davis, is the best movie of 2016. From its stunning visual techniques to the heart-wrenching themes of home and identity, the film takes the audience through the extraordinary life of Saru Breely. You can't help but fall in love with the characterizations created throughout the film for each character. In particular, you feel such great empathy for Saru and what he went through. I'd give this film a 9.5 out of 10.